What's up, everybody? Hello. Welcome back to the stream. If anyone's there, I don't know. I'm busy turning down the song Bravely Default. Oh my gosh, it's a kind of a grindy RPG game for the 3DS or PC if you're savvy and know how to do emulation, but it's got an amazing soundtrack. It's one of the best. Highly recommend. Yeah, at least try the game. Like I said, the music is astounding, especially like the 3DS, which it always kind of blows my mind with the 3DS, is that it has such amazing sound on it, provided you have a good set of headphones, like headphones to plug in, or if you have an audio cable, plug it directly into a stereo. That's what I used to do before I moved back in with my parents, is I'd play my 3DS and have it going out to my stereo, and the soundtrack just sounds phenomenal. But the goal for today, because I'm unfortunately under the weather and starting to get a little sick, so forgive me for sniffing, trying to fight off a cold, but and also a little high pain today. I had to go do shopping and lift up heavy stuff, and my body doesn't quite like that, so I almost debated about canceling the stream, but I decided against it. But I'm going to play some Double Switch today. We're going to do that instead. The goal is basically to try to beat the game. Let me see if I can do that today. I'm not sure if I'll be playing other games or not, to be honest. Pardon me. Okay, so it looks like I got lucky. And it seems to be working pretty well with the OBS menu, so excellent. So I can do it that way, so I can see everybody in chat, because before I could not do that. You know, I kind of like the Saturn interface. The modern's alright, but it's got this kind of weird transition to it. So maybe I'll just go with the Sega Saturn version, I'm not sure. I'd like to keep this one. Basically, it's the bars is what I'm used to seeing, because I'm used to playing it for so many years on the Sega CD and Sega Saturn versions. And the right version right here, which is really hard to see, they should have made these bigger, it plays the video constantly of what's going on in the room, so you have to kind of realize what thread is where, and if you should go into it, so I really don't like that, because I like this, it gives you a good visual representation, because green are friendlies, any other colors are bad guys, usually. Well, maybe we'll do modern. Maybe we'll stick with that. So if you've not seen this game before, you may have heard of a game called Double Switch, or not Double Switch, duh, it's what I'm playing. You may have heard of a game called Night Trap. This is very similar to Night Trap, but it's actually a lot easier in my book, in my opinion. It's kind of like Night Trap Jr. It's more family friendly, pretty much. The violence is cartoony. No one's getting blood drained out of themselves for vampires. There's no color codes being switched on you or anything like that. It's just basically there's people looking for a treasure, they're running around the building, and it's up to you to trap bad guys. Wow, so this is all going through all the details of it. Interesting production still. And unfortunately, like, 3 people in this game are dead. Corey Haim in the upper left-hand corner. Right underneath him is Arlie Ermy. They both have unfortunately passed. And the actress down on the bottom right, or bottom left, to the right picture there, the lady with the hat on, she unfortunately passed away too. I think she died in a car accident. Let's see, playing the game. Yep, alright, so let's do it. Let's see what happens. We'll do a new game. We'll start off completely fresh. And let me know, of course.
Hey.
I'll restart here in a second. Just let me know, of course, if there's any type of audio adjustments need to be made, like if the game volume needs to be raised or lowered. let me know. I'm gonna do a brand new. I'm gonna start it back over so you can watch everything.
Hey. Hi. My name is Eddie. I need your help. This is my building. And since the neighborhood really sucks, I've built all these traps and security systems to protect the people who live here. The problem is some bonehead locked me in the basement and cut off my controls. Except they forgot about the phone lines, which is how I got you in. Now you can protect the tenants and get me out of here. You and me are friends, right? You gotta help me. Anyway, I designed the whole system. Now this is the lobby. That's Elizabeth, she's the manager. If there's a problem, don't expect her to deal with it, okay? You can see the traps and triggers for each room by pressing the start button. Oh yeah, to get me out of here, you gotta get the number from each of these power boxes. Now they flash on when anybody opens them, so you keep your eyes peeled, okay? This is Brutus. He just got out of prison. You gotta watch out for him. I don't know what he's up to, but I don't like anybody snooping around my place, okay? This is Alex's room on the second floor. She's a new girl in town. She says she's a journalist. I think she likes me. Lyle, the handyman. He's the one who's been screwing everything up around here. Trap him whenever you can. There's an emergency.
Eddie, there's someone in my apartment. Stay here and cover me while I check things out.
I think in the Sega Saturn version there was an option to turn off the audio for the traps being armed and disarmed. Unfortunately, there's nothing like that in this port.
Maybe somebody doesn't want me writing this story. This could be just what I've been waiting for. This could be really big.
Afternoon, girls. This package came for you. At least I think it's for you. The label was quite unreadable. Some kind of an Egyptian statue.
And that's
Seems like
Debbie
your kind of
Harry.
thing,
If
Phoebe.
you're a Blondie
Thank you,
fan,
Mrs.
you'll
Edwards.
recognize her.
Elizabeth, girls. Call me Libby.
We should be having the first code pop up pretty soon. So there's 4 codes you have to get, and if you miss one, you will not be able to get past it. You'll get a game over. Got it. Barely. Oh, that was way too close. Alright, so I'm thinking the game audio is probably going to be a little bit too loud for the traps to spring out. I'm also going to lower it slightly in my ears. So let me know, like I said, if anyone's lurking, if I need to readjust. Excuse me while I sip on my delicious Pepsi 1893. What's really weird about this port is that you can keep going to the same room you're in. You shouldn't be able to do this at all.
Told her that that boy is getting
May I help you?
Yeah, we're looking for Brutus.
I don't believe I know him, Mr. Brutus.
I love that she'll just sell you out for money.
Well,
Such a great
perhaps the name
landlord.
is familiar.
Well, like, I mean, like most landlords, I guess, really.
I met him at some point. Oh, yes. Now I know the gentleman you fellas are looking for. He's in room 232.
For me? He's a teeter-totter. So, wait, I'm like, I know somebody's coming up soon. Now this one should be like right after the other. 1, and then 2. There we go. So there was a patch that came out about yesterday, 2 days ago, I think it was. And they pretty much fixed this scene as far as I can tell, because when I first downloaded the game and tried playing it, the 2 scenes there where I opened the box, I just switched from 1 to 2. That's about close to the right timing. When I first downloaded it and played it, they played at the exact same time, which means you were stuck. On my 4th or 5th time playing through, trying to get past it there, the game finally put the correct time again, so it was variable for whatever reason. So I think they finally fixed it. Because if you miss a single code here, then you cannot keep going forward with the game. At a certain point, the game ends. Like, basically, you get yelled at for not getting the codes.
Oh. Wanton, deceitful, lustful.
Love.
I think he's Mummy. He's a power box. See, you play some less time, you start to recognize who is going for what when you see him. Later on, it gets a little bit more tricky. You also have to rescue your tenants, too.
Luigi?
Like, these guys are going to try to pull a gun on
weeks are
Brutus
up,
and
my
kill
friend.
him. Actually, let's let that happen. For me. I wonder if there's like a secret achievement for it or so. We'll see.
I'm gonna
Hey,
believe
Nimix,
there's
what's up?
gold around here?
I'm telling you, Luigi. My father
Good to see
laid
you. Hopefully you're
bricks in
feeling
this
better.
building. On his dying deathbed,
Excellent.
he told me there was treasure buried in this building. Why am I gonna make this up?
Maybe you want to buy yourself some time.
Let's
All
see if
over
we get
this
an
room.
achievement for Brutus getting murdered.
You know what, Brutus? Time's up.
No!
You thought Luigi was Brutus's friend? He didn't have any friends. Neither do you.
Oh no. Fevers suck. I guess no achievement. Ah, bummer. Because there's a couple hidden achievements. So I was thinking, well, maybe you'll get one if you watch a tenant get murdered or something. Nope. I don't know. Fevers are the absolute worst, so I hate those because it's like, I feel cold now. Ever since my weight loss surgery, I have the sensation, the ability to get cold. But now it's like when you get like a fever, it's like bone-racking chills. It's like, oh, now I know what people are talking about. Yeah, Eddie's got an attitude. He's also crazy as hell, so you probably would too if you were Corey Haim, but...
All right. Are you sure you're ready for this? I mean, you gotta be quick. You gotta go where the action is and use the traps. That's what they're there for.
Especially when you start getting better, you know, the fevers are more annoying because all of a sudden your fever starts breaking, you start sweating all over the place.
Eddie!
It's like, oh, so you go back and forth between, like, sweating and then, like, being chilled. It's like, oh, this is disgusting. So there was a very small patch that came out for this game about 2 days ago, and it looks like they have patched out the problem where you could not get past, like, basically the timing scene before the 2 boxes. Because, you know, as we discovered the first night that this came out, that, yeah, the code scene plays both at the same time, so it looks like that's finally been fixed. The timing is still a little fast, but it's not on top of each other. I like that lady. What's your role in the band? I dance with swords? Yeah, actually I watched a little bit of it today, so yeah, now I see what you were talking about, because you did like the same type of conversation I was doing at the start. I was like, oh, now I know what Nimix was talking about. Hey, okay, got an achievement, Brutus Punch. So the achievements show up on my screen, like outside of the OBS screen, so it's kind of weird. Yeah, and that's a bizarre thing too, with like the 32X episode, is that when he did that one, I remember like he got it for something like he was bragging, or not bragging, but just simply stating that he got his for like $1.15. I got mine for free. And then shortly after, like all the 32X prices, for whatever reason, people started collecting them. They've gone up. So I think the price for, let's see, last I checked, like 32Xs were going for about like $70 or so. Yeah, so they're still going for around anywhere between, it looks like about close to $80, which is insane. And it's just, it's artificial, because nobody wanted these things. But then all of a sudden, you know, retro market people started getting into it and like, oh, it's worth a lot of money now, and it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the bizarre thing. I mean, especially when he was talking about buying it for like $1.15, you know, just about. I said I got mine for free, so you never know. Like,
I'll take it.
It wildly fluctuates. I mean, even like the 3DO, I got mine with like, gosh, I think 15 games and the system itself for like $50. And now 3DOs themselves are going for over 100 again. 3DO was the PlayStation 3 of its generation. It was ahead of its time, it was super strong, and it was ridiculously overpriced.
That boy is getting...
Yep, Panasonic made one of them, but yeah, Panasonic 3DO is the one. But then you have other companies like who started licensing them as well. So you had, I think, a Sanyo one. I have a Gold Star complete in box. I mean, they just licensed it out to everybody.
Perhaps the name is familiar.
So I think there's a total of 5 different models,
I may have met him at some
I own 3 of them.
Oh yes, now I know the gentleman you fellas are looking for. He's in room 232.
What's funny is like let me take a look here real fast. I actually have the sticker still for my 3DO on the box. Yeah, so my Gold Star 3DO that I have sold originally for $300. It was $299 and 99 cents. So let's see, what does a Gold Star go for now? Gold Star 3DO. Gold Star 3DO goes for about the same price now. So it's gone from expensive to give them away back to expensive again. Retro market is bizarre. But I have noticed that a lot of retro games have been dropping in price, which is great, and I don't know why that is, because there's a finite number of them. But I'll take it. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Yeah, why are prices going down? Oh. The only people who complain about that are people who are trying to, like, resell stuff. Okay, so this is the... Yeah, this is the one where the timing gets messed up. Where it was before. Yeah, because before this is one that played both at the same time. This guy's coffin. I have to say, it's very fortunate that nobody ever put down carpet on any of these traps in these apartments. Alright, so this time we're going to save Brutus's life.
Luigi?
Luigi,
are up, my
whose
friend.
boss is Mario.
I got 2 more
Yes, it's a
hours.
Super Mario Brothers joke. I think that was, oops, so that was window.
Stupid? I'm gonna believe there's gold around here?
I'm telling you, Luigi. My father laid bricks in this building. On
I
his
wonder if there's a
dying
way to
deathbed,
view
he told
Unity
me there
files,
was
because this
treasure
game was
buried
made
this
in Unity.
building.
So I was wondering
Why
if there's
am
a
I
way to
gonna make
view,
this up?
like, video files in,
Maybe you wanna buy
in a
yourself
Unity
some time.
manager. Okay, that's a decoy. That's just good people.
All over this room!
So that'd be nice, because that could, like, stitch together, like, a full
You know
video
what,
of
Brutus?
what it looked like the story.
Time's up.
You tell Luigi and Mario their days are numbered.
Stop jumping on turtles and Goombas! I think that's Ray Park? I had heard a rumor that he was in this game. Ray Park is the guy who played Darth Maul. I had heard a rumor, but I'm not sure if it's confirmed or not. Thank you for getting the key code. Out the door you go. Railing kill.
Ah, great, great.
Ray Park,
You got the code
the
number,
guy
great.
who opened the last
Oh, you're
code.
Good. You're very,
I heard a
very
rumor
good.
that was
Nice.
him, but I don't know. I've been trying to research it online to see if it's true or not.
All right, let me level with you. I'll tell you what's really going on around here. I think there's a killer in the building, and I think I know who it is, and I'm gonna nail the sucker. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch the basement camera on for you. Keep an eye on my place. Don't
Did I
let
see
nobody knows
Solo?
around here. Code numbers.
No. I attempted to see it when it got put on home, like basically put on the internet, we'll put it that way. And I can't see what the hell is going on. Whoever the cinematographer and lighter are for that should never work in Hollywood ever again. I mean, everything is not lit right. All the colors are brown and muted, and it's hard to see. So I was thinking about going through and seeing if there's a way to brighten things so you can actually see what the hell you're looking at. Because it's way too dark. It's like, I couldn't see what's going on the screen. I'm like, okay, I'm light sensitive, but even this is way too, like, visually dark. Like, you can't see what's going on through half the time. So I have not been able to watch that movie. But that movie went through a lot of hell. When you have to reshoot 90% of the movie, oof. Well, I'm sure you could. I already know pretty much about the plot and story and the big shocker secret of it, so. For me, it was the Star Wars movie that did not need to be made. Because I don't think anybody anywhere said, you know what, I think we need a origin movie of Han Solo. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that nobody really asked for it. Alright, so we've hit the checkpoint. Let's see. Darth Maul at the end. Spoiler! Oh my god! No, I knew he was in it. I guess the story is right that he eventually ends up fighting Obi-Wan. Yeah, there was a show. It's a computer animated generated show. Star Wars Rebels, I think it's called. And he shows up in that and fights Obi-Wan on Tatooine, and Obi-Wan kills him. So somehow he survived getting cut in half and falling down this big humongous Naboo reactor shaft in the Phantom Menace. I almost said the Phantom Pain because that's just been ingrained in my brain now from Metal Gear. But yeah, I don't know. I think Snoke is dead because I mean, you see him get cut in half and flopped over, and multiple people make the reference that he's dead. So I think he's gone. So for the next Star Wars movie that'll come up, I'm pretty sure it's definitely has to be a time skip. We're talking at least 5-6 years time skip to go ahead, so that way you can build up the rebellion. She can start, Rey can start teaching people about being Jedis and things like that nature. And he can take on more of the Darth Vader role of, taking over the Empire, so to speak. So I don't think Snoke is Plagueis or anything like that, to be honest. I just think that's just more of a one-off that people were just trying to get this humongous backstory going through it. I mean, JJ might try to save things, but Rian Johnson just basically his whole attitude of the movie was, I'm going to take everything the fans want and everything that people speculate and want to have and just say, go screw yourself. I'm going to do exact opposite. It's why he tried to make it so Rey's parents were supposedly nobodies, but I think that What's-His-Face was just lying to Rey about it because Darkseid manipulates. And basically Snoke was supposed to be like Darth Plagueis or somebody, big, and he's just probably a nobody. Probably. I mean, that's pretty much what it ended up being. Some big, strong Force user who just gets cut in half. But that is just my theory on it. I mean, I could be right or I could be completely wrong, and we're going to have to eventually find out whenever the next movie comes out. I think it's, 2020 or something? Huh, okay. Yeah, because I have no idea. I haven't heard any rumors yet about it. Of course, I haven't really been paying attention to it either, so... What happens if somebody... Okay, so that's a fireplace trap. What happens if somebody has a fire going in there and they spring that trap? That's gotta be a bad time. Oops, wrong one. It is hard for me still to see the colors in this. He's teeter-totter. Mommy! Ma! I could just step out this thing, but no. I don't know. What really has me annoyed with the Star Wars movies is how Disney has been pulling a Fox and interfering. Pardon me, like Rogue One had a completely different... I mean, they shot like multiple scenes, and a lot of the actors didn't even know what the movie was going to be until it came out. And originally they were supposed to, like, half the people were supposed to live through the movie. Oops, that was a fireplace. But, and then Disney came in and said, nope, kill everybody. We don't want any survivors. It doesn't match up with the start of the first game. And then they're doing a TV show based on the guy who died in it. I forgot, I don't know what his name is because it didn't really matter to me. Like Kando or whatever his name was. So they're bringing him back for a TV show. What I really want to see is the original version, because if you watch the original trailers for Rogue One, there is a lot of stuff that did not get put into the movie. So I want to see what the original thing is, because like I really don't know the characters' names, but I'm just going to say the girl. I know that originally she was supposed to be like this. She was actually a prisoner of the rebellion And she was basically like, gonna be like a death sentence type deal, and they said, "Hey, we'll let you go if you do this. Like, we'll wipe you clean here if you do this death mission for us. You know, the suicide mission." So the trailer even has her like giving this whole thing, like this whole smarmy, like, "I'm a prisoner, I don't care," you know, type speech. And then Disney came in and said, "Nope, reshoot like half your movie, do it this way." And then all of a sudden she's giving these bizarre inspiration speeches out of nowhere, which doesn't fit her character through half of it. So it's this really weird movie by committee and editing, which doesn't feel right. So I'd love to have the original outline of it, kind of like what they did for Alien 3 with the assembly cut. Put the movie back the way it was. I like to see how Rogue One. Gosh, the next one, side with Star Wars movie, I think they're doing Boba Fett. I think they're doing him next. The Mandalorian, I think I've heard it called. I don't know why people thought Boba Fett was cool. He was kind of cool in Empire when he was this intimidating bounty hunter. You know, he runs off with Han Solo frozen and is like, wow, okay, this guy's he's gotta be really terrifying. And then in the third one, Return of the Jedi, he's a joke and gets eaten by a big humongous sand vagina. So, with teeth. It's like, oh, that's frightening. So, yeah. So there was originally supposed to be a Boba Fett movie, and then a Obi-Wan Kenobi, then a Yoda movie, and Solo bombed so ridiculously hard they scrapped the Obi-Wan and Yoda movies, but for some reason they're still doing the Boba Fett, but it's, from what I've heard, it's been quite reworked.
Hey, you know what? Stand over there. I want to get a picture of you for my story.
I don't know, but I mean, do you really need these movies? I mean, we know who they are. We know that Obi-Wan goes to Tatooine. He watches over Luke for like 15 years in exile. 15, 20 years in exile. Then you have like... I missed it. Then Yoda, what was he doing? He was an instructor for like 900 years. It's like, okay. Yeah, you think the person who knows the traps here wouldn't be making the mistake of stepping on all of them. I just kind of like the new movies where they're making an approach to it, like they're just, like they're finally going in a new direction. Versus Lucas, who kept trying to put everything in the same 30-year time period, when you have so much to work with. It's like, I don't know if you ever played it, but there's a Knights of the Old Republic video game, which was set like 3,000 years in the past before the Star Wars franchise started up. And that was really interesting. That was a fun game, had good story, there's lots of possibility to work with.
Excuse me, sir.
And they never went back to it. I mean, they made Knights of the Old Republic 2 and also a online game.
All over this building.
But they haven't gone there like movie-wise or anything else, or shows, anything of that nature.
Watch out for this one.
This guy's a window. To the walls. To the sweat drops from his sunglasses. Yep, I murdered somebody. I'm getting used to it. Murder by remote. Hey man, you're like late, but we just showed up here ourselves. We're like hypocrites. Oh, the fan trap. I hardly ever see this one. Here we go.
You have 3 minutes.
Excellent.
Yeah, that would be Night Trap. I have the 25th anniversary edition. I haven't downloaded it yet, but I do have it. I also have it on the 3DO.
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am, but this
Night Trap is very, very, very hard. I have never beaten it. I've beaten this before, but I've never beaten Night Trap.
No, not
That is one, like, you need to follow a walkthrough, or just even pull up a walkthrough yourself of Night Trap, how to, like, how to do it. It's crazy.
Alright, I've seen it. Listen, I have an act that I have to put up.
I have an act I have to put on the back burner, because I'm moving you up to the front. That's the line that you missed.
Of his own insecurity. Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
Yay! Got an achievement, Alex Windows. So,
But it's a good thing it works.
I'm wondering if there was another patch that came out that I'm not aware of. I didn't see anything download. Because now I'm having achievements pop up for things that I've been doing but have not been getting notifications for. Alright, so...
That's good, Jeff. That's really good. Who are you supposed to be, Ramses? No, Tutmos? Jeff? Come on, Jeff, you're scaring me.
Jeff is getting handsy.
like he's got the remote. Now.
Kind of. Like, you basically need to wait for a certain indicator, which is, of course, you can hear...
When he does?
You know, like the floor traps being stepped on.
Use this.
It's along the same vein. All FMV games are kind of like that. Like, you can kind of say that Dragon's Lair was the originator. And they've just only continued to evolve from that point.
Well. Hey.
Okay, this is usually one I keep screwing up, so I need to disarm the basket and then rearm it.
Now what we got here is another one of Eddie's secret alcove traps.
Basket and then rearm the basket. There we go. Hey baby, what's up? Are you like single? I mean, I've dated some pretty crazy women, so it wouldn't be out of the question, really. 18 through 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. I should probably revise my expectations for dating, but... Give it a punch! Punch.
What are you doing here?
Excuse me, ma'am, there's something I need to tell you.
Excuse me, ma'am, I'm looking for your underwear drawer. I'm kind of a big pervert. What is your major malfunction?
Well, maybe that's what he wishes.
The winner of the Best New Artist Award, Jeff in the screen!
Okay, I don't think Jeff is in danger just yet.
Well, I think he might try to do something really bad.
Jeff! Jeff, look out!
What's up?
My God, it's not a joke. It's dangerous.
Hey. Come on, man. Chill out, chill out. No!
Here we go.
Give him the old electric chair.
Do you mind if I hang out here? I don't want to be alone in my apartment.
I could just duck! See, that makes more sense than being flipped into the room. Missed. Yeah. Yeah. He's teeter-totter, but I need to make sure nobody's going for the power box.
One that even Eddie doesn't know about.
Okay, so basement can wait. I mean, this is where I need to be.
Built this trap myself to keep Eddie away from the phone line.
He says, all right? Do you know why he hates me?
Into the furnace!
Your history.
So basically it's a phone line trap. It doesn't come up too often, but the timing for it is like super tricky. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, the handyman starts off the game, you're told, hey, trap him. You don't want the handyman running around. Hello, Nimix's wife. Hopefully you're feeling better too. So, yeah, so normally the handyman is introduced to the game. The whole thing of you need to trap him, stop him. But now it turns out he's actually good, but he still shows up on the game as a bad guy marker. So you got to kind of keep track of that. So the first part of the game, you want to trap him because you need to or else you get yelled at. But then you want to keep him up and going. It turns out that Eddie is actually the bad guy. So roles kind of reverse. And then you got mobsters sent to you by Mario. And one of the guys is Luigi, so it's a Mario Brothers joke. And then you have a mummy running around who is actually Eddie in disguise as a mummy outfit. I don't know why, but yeah, we'll just blame drugs on that. Okay, so he's done. This is fireplace? No, window. No, it was fireplace. Oh, that's a easy one I missed. So also nobody seems to be like locking their doors.
You know, you're doing a really good job.
Am I now?
Great. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah! Thought I was a goner, didn't you? No, you ought to come over sometime and
Hopefully I get this right.
we'll get together.
Okay, got it. That timing was brutal in the Sega CD and the Sega Saturn version. It looked like it wasn't going to give it to me for a second. Because, I mean, you have to, like, trigger it. There's no audio trigger for that one. So you have to basically do it right as they grab it. As you grab the handles. So it's pretty tough to nail it. So I think they may have loosened it for this port. Well, I knew people with the Sega CD. But I never owned one myself. I still don't. I would like to own one. Oh, Xbox 360 pad. Okay, so he's still falling.
Phoebe, what are you doing? I'm sorry,
Yeah, so I knew
I'll explain later. I
a
have
guy
to
who
get
had a
the schedule
Sega CD. It's
going
actually
now.
how I first played this game. But I would still like to own one, but they're at $100 still. We're around 80 to
Yeah,
100 bucks these
magazine.
days. So
And I think it's gonna be my first break.
oh, fingers too slow.
Built this building. He was murdered because of this statue. He was buried with it.
If this
I'm
is
missing
real,
a lot of people.
that statue originally guarded the treasury of Isaacs.
Wait a second.
I think Eddie runs into the room here. Yep, there he is.
Oh, you think you've won, huh? Huh? Do you? I think you just take control of my building, my traps? Forget about it. No one's gonna leave this building alive. No one.
Does anybody have like a machine that can give him like a better haircut? I'd be for it. Alright, so this would be in the Sega Saturn version. Actually, this is where it would be, because it came on 2 discs. Sega Saturn, it'd have you save your game if you had a fresh battery in your system, or if you had the megabyte, like the backup RAM card that went on it. But it's kind of weird because, well, I can understand it there. So basically the Sega Saturn version came on 2 discs because the video quality was much higher. Actually, it wasn't as good as what we're seeing right now, but it was like the best version you could get. The Sega CD version was only 1 CD. I'm pretty sure it's 1 CD. Let me take a look, because I have the Japanese version right here. And, yeah, it's just 1 CD. But since the video was improved so much, they needed the extra space. So we're getting on to the final stretch of the game. So this is like the third act, so I'm getting very close to beating it. Unfortunately, I've been missing a lot of people, so...
Eddie, people are talking. Talking what, Ma? I mean, look, what are they saying? Look, those 2 girls stole the statue, the one Grandpa was buried with, right? And I think...
Trying to distract you with a story.
Devoted to you.
Well, believe what you want, but we're out of here.
I'm sorry, dearest, you can't leave. Eddie can be a little strange at times, but deep...
Okay.
Good boy.
Just have to let people run away.
You're being very ungrateful.
Yeah, I understand.
For me. That's not creepy at all, Debbie Harry. Window. You're dead. Oh, wow, that was super fast. Harley Irby, no! Okay, so...
1 down. 1 to go.
Bummer. Okay. So that happened pretty quickly. So as soon as he gets trapped, just basically hang out in the bottom left basics. I remember one of these was really quick and that was it. But fortunately, because I hit that act pause, I'm pretty sure it put me right where we started, so... Perfect. Okay, good. So I'm thinking, man, I don't want to do Act 2 again. That's pretty long. Nope, missed. Okay. Now he's gonna be going around for a while.
What's the fuss, girls?
Eddie's trying to kill us!
Eddie.
He's devoted to you, wants to wear your skin. Something about putting lotion in a basket.
Eddie can be a little strange at times, but deep down, he's a good boy.
He's got a heart of broken glass.
Very ungrateful.
You should probably call him, or call me. It's a rhapsody of emotions. I'm trying to think of other, like, Blondie songs I can try to use their titles in. Why don't you just roll off it, dude? Feel like Austin Powers. Oh god, it burns! I'm still alive down here, just badly burned. Oh, you stepped right past it, you jerk. No, that's not where I want to go. Here's where I want to go. Pretty sure he comes bolting into the room.
Mr. Brown, it's Alexandra.
Oh, why?
Beth,
Yep, there he
I spoke
is.
to you earlier this week about the story I was doing on the Edward Arms. Well, sir, it's broken wide open, and I really think you're gonna want it.
I'm gonna have to cut this a bit short.
Let's go.
Get off of me!
You think I've gone crazy, don't you? Don't you? Huh?
Don't look behind you!
It was a shocking experience.
That was a close call. If we get out of this together, you're on page 1.
Why, thank you.
You think I'm stupid?
Yes.
I designed the system. Me.
I mean, you keep running into him. It's not to be unexpected, really. Oh, okay, he's a phone. You're just hand gesturing. That's why I got fired from the phone company. Took me forever to answer the phones. She's a elevator, but she takes way too long.
Go now?
What?
Hey, what's up?
It didn't give it to me. Wow.
You
Really? That was literally the last one. I am pretty sure that was the last trap. It did not give it to me. Ouch. I'll get it. El Lampo. By the way, he plucked the G string on that. Then power box. Yeah, so it's just making you miss all these things. So unfortunately, like, all your stuff unlocks, like the special videos and stuff, if you get only if you get an A rank, which is almost impossible because I mean you have to let so many people escape.
Deep down, he's a good...
Nope, window. Okay, so here we go. Nope, too late for him. Missed the teeter-totter. No, actually I got him. Wow, okay, interesting.
Laura, and we're getting out.
I'll be right down. I just gotta make this call. And the Edward Arms. Wow, sir, it's broken wide open, and I really think you're gonna want it.
I'm gonna have to cut this a bit short.
Let's go.
That's not the proper use of a cleaver.
You think I've gone crazy, don't you? Don't you? Huh?
Don't look behind you! we get out of this together, you're on page 1.
You think I'm stupid?
Yes.
I designed the system. Me.
Laura, won't you give me some love? Not really good at singing Scissor Sister songs, but I think this is overdramatic. Yep, overdramatic power box on the phone. And she takes forever. Alright.
Hey! Hello?
This better work.
Can we go now?
There we go. Okay, it's not the last trap, but it's one of the next. Okay, this is the last trap. So I'm just gonna park myself right
Gun
here.
ain't gonna help you in this place. I just seen a mummy.
Why do you have a blueprint for the treasury of Isaacs?
This ain't no treasury of Isaacs. It's my father's blueprint of this building.
That's it. This building is the treasury.
And somehow this must be the key.
Watch out, girls!
There we go. I win. Could be. Might be.
What a rush. Hi, Dad.
What is your major malfunction?
Hi. Hi. How are you?
Eddie, you have caused big trouble for everybody in this building. What do you think we ought to do with him?
Nail him.
So I'm gonna turn this part up a little bit more. Seems like it's a quieter.
Mommy!
Who presses the buttons? It's not me.
Wait a minute. I believe you have something that belongs to me.
Yeah, the audio for this part's really quiet. All the pipes in the building are broken. Same thing for electricity.
Place is a gigantic vault.
My father hid the treasure here in the building, but he never told me the statue was the key. Eddie figured it out.
I love you, Elizabeth.
But darling, do we really have to keep Eddie locked up in the basement?
Seeing as an attempted murderer, you might want to try jail. Now this is interesting because in the original, this music didn't play. It was the band finally, was playing that song that you always hear get interrupted. So this is different ending music.
Hey, you. I need your help.
Okay, here we go. Maybe I was just wrong about that. No, a lot of FMV games were really. It was a new medium, you know, like movies as video games, and the technology wasn't quite there for it. Oh, how nice! I got an F rank. Perfect. So keep in mind, in order to see any of the special stuff like behind the scenes, anything like that, you have to have an A rank. Wow. So I wonder what the wrong... I guess maybe trapping the wrong people? I've never recalled the wrong stat there, so... Wow, she died shortly after. I think this game came out like 92? Wow, geez, all these people are dead. I didn't know these people died either. So, like, is this a cursed production? Is Debbie Harry next? Yeah, so bonus content. No, need A rank. Hey, theater seems to work. Let's see what this does. Let's try Alex. So only certain videos are unlocked, but not the other. Okay, so this is... Okay, so it looks like if you've seen the video, that's what triggers it. So for example, this is like the one I'm on right now. This is if you don't trap the guy who comes into a room at the start of the game. This would be also if you don't trap Eddie, get the window guy. If you trap her instead, well, that'd be interesting. I've never thought about doing that.
Eddie, there's someone in my apartment. Stay here and cover me while I check things out.
So, theoretically with this, I could stitch together a video playback of it. So that'd be a neat video project to do. Because I don't think there's like a clear video like this, not at least this quality, on YouTube.
Wow. Maybe somebody doesn't want me writing this story. This could be just what I've been waiting for.
Oh,
this
Jack Prince,
really
okay.
Big.
This is the part of the game you never get to see. There was also another cut scene, I remember, where she's like doing yoga. It's on the internet. See if I can find that real quick.
You gotta do something about that mob guy. I'm serious. He almost put me on the old bit page.
Yeah, see? The bit page, yeah. Alright, let's see. I think I have it on my YouTube. Watch later. I think it was on there. Yeah, here it is. Cammy Cooper was the actress's name. Oh yes, complete and total 90s look. So let's try an experiment. I want to see how fast this unlocks. So I'm going to start a new game. with the goal of dying as quickly as possible, like a death speed run, if you will. And I want to see... I'm not going to trap the first guy, I'm going to let her scream. Because she screams quite loud and effectively. And I'm not going to trap the guy who goes for the power box, so I want to see how fast... if it unlocks in here right away. So let's try that real quick.
Hey.
Hello. We know how this goes down.
Eddie, there's someone in my apartment. Stay here and cover me while I check things out.
Hey, how you doing? So remember the Sega CD version, it'd go dark right here, like it would dim down like you're losing control.
Hey,
And then
now you're
get this
making me
part.
look bad. Screw up again and you're gone.
Yay!
Hey, stop scoping me. If I want your help, I'll ask for it. Got it?
Riveting man puts on jacket suit, lumbers away.
When I come back, I want you gone.
Don't listen to that guy. He's looking for something he's not gonna find.
And then there should be a guy going for the power box right here. Yep. Game over!
You let those suckers get to the power box.
How am I talking to you with
And
no
now we're
power?
all cut off.
Quit. So let's go to theater, and we should have now a video of Alex screaming her head off. And we do! Alright. So it does work. I wonder why... Okay, so this is if you don't trap Eddie in that scene where he cuts the phone with the meat cleaver. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Storage, a lot of things I'm missing from storage because unfortunately a lot of these scenes play out when you're trying to trap critical things. Like, you know, you need to be, pardon me, watching for, excuse me, again, like the code numbers. So you actually don't see these a lot of times. So you'd have to actually play through and intentionally die like I did right now in order to unlock videos.
Hey, man.
Hi.
You're doing a really good job.
Oh, you say it to everybody.
Really great. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah! I thought I was a goner, didn't you? No, you ought to come over sometime and we'll get together.
That's a weird place to stop the edit right there. I've never seen this full scene play out.
Hi, soldier. Looking for a little company?
Haha, soldier. That's funny.
Oh, this is wrong, Elizabeth. I mean, nothing good can ever come from any union between us.
That's not true. Eddie's a good boy. You just don't understand him.
Well, yeah, but you let him run wild too long. He's lost touch with,
I need an adult.
What's done is done.
Then they had the sex. Alright, so I am downloading Night Trap real quick because I own it. I physically own this game. Wow, that downloaded really fast. I physically own it, but unfortunately RetroArch does not currently play games off the hard drive, like off the CD drive yet. It's something they're actually working on getting fixed, which is kind of cool. But let's try Night Trap real fast. I'll show you what that's like, and it's just... Oh, it's an experience. It's ridiculously hard. But there is one of the best jokes, though, ever about it. Let's see, let's put this in its own folder real fast, because it's going to be multiples. Night Trap. So I'm getting that set up real quick. Cut. Pasta. Extract. Archive is correct. Well, out freaking standing. Well, yeah, that would do it. Alright, so let's see. What other versions do I have? Cool ROMs. What do you have here? Bummer. Okay, so let's see. Might have to just go Sega CD on it. Not sure if I have that. Let's take a look. Okay, I have the 32. Ooh, I have the 32X version for Sega CD. Okay. Let me set that up real quick. The 32X was probably the closest you could get to like the 3D almost. Night Trap. In terms of quality. Because it was like the second best. 3DO was the best version you could get. But 32X was a close second. So I'm wondering if this will play in RetroArch. If not, I'll have to fire up KGen. While we're waiting for that to extract, I'll show you that one scene that actually plays like right before she runs to the window box. So let's make this a little bigger. I'm going to turn off that, and then desktop. Here we go. See the future. That's really quiet.
You gotta do something about that mob guy. I'm serious. He almost put me on the old bit page.
Okay, so we saw that little beginning part there, the bit page.
You gotta do something about that mob guy. I'm serious. He almost put me on the old bit page. Relax.
Joey?
Eddie, there's someone in my apartment. Stay here and cover me while I check things out.
Yeah, so that's the part you miss. And then, let's say this is, I think it plays out right here. If you don't trap them, this is the conversation they have.
The one I'm doing on the Edward Arms.
There's no way you're writing a story about this place, okay? Is that clear? You got that?
Hey!
You're a little crazy. Yeah, so, cool stuff. Okay, so let's fire up RetroArch. We'll get that going and try Night Trap. First, let me back out and close double switch. And that's not even close to being, whoa, okay. OBS, stop freaking out, buddy. There we go. Transform, center to screen. All right, load content. It's gonna be Genesis. Yep, Fusion, ROMs, Sega CD, Night Trap. 2 discs, so let's try this, so I should be able to use, yeah, 32x. The window's bling. By the way, this was one of the games that basically resulted in ESRB being formed. This was the subject of congressional hearings along with Mortal Kombat. If you did not know.
Here.
Picture.
I'm Sims, Scat Team Commander.
Scat.
Scat Mission 230.
As an
5
excrement.
teenage girls on their way to a weekend house party.
Perfect.
At the old Lakeshore Winery house of Mr. and Mrs. Victor Martin. And their 2 children, Jeff and Sarah. Your mission, protect those 5 girls from whatever happened to another bunch of teenagers. They disappeared after spending a night at the Martins. Last night, one of our agents got into the house and found a weird security system. Hidden cameras in almost every room and a series of traps. Our agent spliced an override into the security system, enabling you to control the cameras and the traps with this remote unit. The traps are protected with an access code.
Yes, that's why I love it.
They won't work unless you enter the right code. Right now, that code is set at blue, and you have control of the traps. But anyone inside that house can change that code at any time. So listen in. Our override cable
That was
is
the
here
original
in the back
controller.
hallway. If anyone disconnects it, you lose control. For good. This is my attack squad. And that's Kelly.
They're all
one of my
crappy.
best undercover agents.
They didn't play
She'll be
though.
arriving with the rest of the girls.
She's from the different
I'm
strokes.
putting her life and the lives of those other girls in your hands. Don't even think of messing up. If you don't have the brains or the guts for this assignment, give the controls to someone who does. The girls should be pulling into the driveway. You're wasting time. Get over there now. Looks like you're not up for this mission. Breaking contact.
Yeah, you gotta love it. There's an instant game over right there if you don't hit any buttons or do anything. I love it. So yeah, so apparently it's a crappy system. So the controller that he holds up at the beginning, because this was, I think it was Mattel. Yeah, it was Mattel who originally made this game. And this was actually on a VHS player of all things, which is crazy enough. They figured out how to basically have multi-tracks on a VHS tape. And you'd have this system of theirs hooked up to your VHS player, and you'd select the different rooms, it'd jump to that part of the track while the game was playing. So, and they had worked out this whole thing. That was the original controller that we'd have plugged into their console. Things fell through. It was going to cost a lot of money. It didn't quite work out. This was originally shot back in I think 1987 or 88, and it sat dormant for almost 4 years until the Sega CD came out, and that's when they said, hey, we got a project we can revive for this. It's an old Mattel project. We can put it on the Sega CD and get it going. So the Sega CD version, instead of showing the original Night Trap controller that was going to be on that defunct system, was actually changed to a insert shot of somebody holding up a Sega Genesis 3-button controller. I don't think they did anything special for the 3DO. I do have this on PC, but I have to re-download it. So as you can see, there's access code blue, and yeah, there are 8 different colors, I think. and they can switch at any point in time. So I have no idea what the controls are, so let's figure this out. Access code green, red, yellow, purple, orange, blue. Okay. Hi. You look very nice. You wouldn't dare be a vampire, would you? That'd be crazy. So this game gives you like almost 0 notifications of where you need to be. I mean, this is like heavy get a walkthrough type deal. I think you have to watch the... It's been too long since I played this game. I think you have to watch the bar right up where it's like right below where it says blue and hit a button when it gets higher. So I think this one's a bed trap. Or not. It's just like really fascinating that they got this to work on a VHS player.
Your cousin with that.
Yeah, it's about time.
Sorry, it didn't dawn on me.
Yeah, I'll dawn on you if you don't get on the ball.
I'm sorry. Well, we have to bottle the 2 downstairs, and Sarah's coming in with 6 more tonight.
6? Yep.
The problem is Sheila and I might have to make a delivery.
That's no problem. Tony and I can handle it.
I'm not so sure.
Please have to go too.
Whoa, what's this? This is special vintage.
Oh, Jeffrey, don't be so selfish. Think of the poor, starving augurs.
Those animals.
They're here.
Good.
Back off, Birdface. You just better be glad I brought you along.
The only reason you brought me along is because Mom made you.
Shut up. Well, I can tell this is going to be fun.
You with me, Control? We're going in.
Alright, Dina Plato. I'm with you.
Hi. Hi. I was so afraid you decided not to come.
Oh,
You all brought your blood type cards, right?
Sarah, this is beautiful by the lake. Really? It looks like a swamp.
Hi, Megan. Oh, come on, everyone. I want you to meet my parents.
Pretty sure I'm gonna get a game over pretty soon for not trapping people.
New friends from the shopping mall.
Welcome to our little getaway.
Father, I want you to meet Cindy.
Hi.
You all washed your necks,
Ashley.
right?
Hi.
Megan.
Hey.
Lisa.
Hi.
Her little brother, Danny. What's up?
Someone who actually looks age appropriate and definitely older than a teenager.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Martin.
Please, call me Victor.
So charming.
Wow, hitting on an
And this is
underage
my wife,
girl.
Sheila.
That's charming. Call the cops. Get Chris Hansen on the phone.
Who's that?
That's Weird Eddie. He's just one of the neighbors.
He's really cute.
He's blacked out on mushrooms.
He's really good.
Yeah, Night Trap was the innovator for the game, like the leader, I guess you could say. And Double Switch just improved it so much more. I mean, you have like indicators where traps are, when you need to activate them,
Another refrigerator.
with locks on it.
Danny! Very much for letting us come up this weekend. It's very nice of you.
Our pleasure, my dear.
What's this?
Oh,
It's a
homemade cherry
popsicle.
popsicles.
Great.
Blood flavored.
We all have our own very special cravings around here.
Mine is underage girls. Blah! I want to suck your blood. I'm sorry, I don't know why I paused there. My cousin has crippling OCD.
Night. A delivery, actually. I'm sure you and the boys can take care of everything here.
I understand. Good night, Father.
Good night, darling.
Good night, Sarah.
Good night.
No, wrong,
Bye,
not good
girls.
night.
Have fun.
Wrong.
Curious little bunch. What's wrong?
Well, there's something about Kelly.
Woman's intuition again, huh?
Oh, Victor, you monster. Let's have the boys change the code to be safe.
Change the code to what? Yay, I finally got one.
It's all in the fingers.
Good hunting.
I'm pretty sure they just said what they changed it to.
Right. Let's go and get everything ready.
You really get a kick out of this stuff, don't you?
Yes, bring over the Harks. Mike's Hard Lemonade. Oh yes, this is the scene of infamy. You can watch it, you can't unwatch it.
So, Sarah, we're in this huge house with all your friends. We have telephones, we have a car, your parents are gone, and you say so?
Come on, Sarah. What's the first thing you think of?
Party! Music!
Woo! Yeah! Hope you have your tennis rackets happy, like, you know, handy, and... This is the worst stripper I've ever seen. Hope you brought your ones. Is it too late to kill you? I'm a vampire. Oh, this is like the king of cringe. If you ever want to clear out like house guests who won't leave, just put this on. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Who is she singing to? She doesn't know there's a camera there. Danny Boy was like, I'm not on high. I'm not like on enough cocaine for this at all. Yes, the song was written for the game. Hi.
This is my cousin, Tony.
Hey, how you doing? Like the girl in the back just proceeds to take off her shirt. Like, oh hey, it's a guy. Let me just take off my shirt in front of you. That's a way to introduce him.
Someone's taking control of the system.
We'll see if you can get it fixed. If not, we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way.
I could take a weekend. I got plans.
Yeah. Come on, everyone. I'll show you to your room. Okay. Lisa. Come on, Lisa. Lisa.
Look, it was your job to protect Kelly and the rest of those girls. But from what I've just seen, the place is being overrun. You've missed way too many of those suckers. Now, until you figure out how to do your job and do it right, you're dismissed. Breaking contact.
Go let everybody inside be horribly murdered because we need to find somebody else to do it. Maybe we should have rethought our entire plan. This is awkward. Oh, good! In case you didn't like if you missed the song the first time, it plays in the credits. This is why you come to my stream, for high quality FMV games and cringe. And you can't skip it. Holy crap. I am stuck. Okay, but we're gonna board out of that. Yeah. Alright, so what else can we do? This is 3DO. Ooh, Dragon's Lair. I don't know if this will work or not. Let's see. Speaking of FMV games, I'm not sure if this one started working or doesn't. I think it should. Takes a second for 3DOs to start up. Yeah, credit trap, you're trapped watching it. Yep, okay, cool. So, Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair.
I actually played this in the arcade a long time ago.
To rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles. In the mysterious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the Dragon's Lair. Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Now, this game has been remastered like a billion other times, and it looks really, really good. I actually have it on the PlayStation 3, on top of the 3DO version I'm playing right now, but this originally was on a Laserdisc, and Laserdiscs were not designed to be arcade machines. So the one I played, you could just hear that poor Laserdisc machine just cranking away, trying to get going as fast as possible to skip to where it is, to jump between the different scenes required for the game. So it'd be this kind of weird pause when you did it. Unfortunately, it's very, very rare to find a working Dragon's Lair game, because a lot of those Laserdisc players just broke down from all the abuse of constantly having to move the arms back and forth so quickly. Okay, I don't know what the buttons are either, so that didn't work. This is actually a scene they added for the home ports of the game. It wasn't in the arcade version, you just went walking right into it. I have, like, no controls? Okay, so that pauses. Well, this is turning out to be quite great. And of course, with RetroArch, you have the world's worst layout. Okay, 3DO joypad, that is on. That's good. I've had that happen before where it's like, oh no, it's not on. Oops. Okay, so this is helpful. Somewhat. Okay, because before, RetroArch did not have any of these symbols telling you what button was what. So, yeah, that could be a problem. CLR. Oh well. Well, yeah, so that didn't work out too great. Oh well. Please nuts. Ooh, Strahl. I don't think I've ever shown this one on stream. I actually have this for Sega Saturn. I don't own the 3DO version because it's, I think, pretty expensive. Last time I checked.
Media Entertainment.
Wow, I have to say, actually, the Sega Saturn version looks better. This is kind of washed out. Yeah, not too many people have a 3DO. The Morgue, I mean, I own 3 of them, but back in the day, I didn't own one because this cost $700 when it came out. It was more than a Neo Geo, and Neo Geos were freaking expensive. Yeah, so Neo Geo's launched, like the AES home console version of it launched at $600. The Neo Geo launched at $700. This was more expensive. So I didn't know anybody who had one. Like I said, I own 3 of them now just because they were cheap when I first got them.
Alex Hockfield is an ordinary young man.
By the way, this is a Japanese
He lives
game.
in a quiet and peaceful village.
English.
One day, he saves an old man who was nearly dying at the entrance to the village. This is the creator of the world, who disguises himself as an old man so that he can travel the world in secret. The creator noticed that Alex possessed the ability to become a world conqueror and challenged him with the following words. Thou may become king if ye choose. Dare you?
Child
Okay, I didn't hit anything.
who dares defy the gods, endure our test.
Yes, it was daisy chained, or circle jerk as you call it.
7 crystals.
So controller number 2 plugged into 1, 3 would plug into 2, 4 into 3, and so forth. So so that was definitely a thing. You could actually, the 3DO supported up to a total of 8 controllers. That would have been screwy. Yeah, I have no idea if that would have happened. It would have been logistically very hard to get going anyway. 3DO was a good video player, like you're seeing right now, but for like gameplay, it just wasn't the best, really, to be honest. There were some fun games for it, but I mean, it wasn't like a good free powerhouse that the PlayStation and Saturn would eventually become and known for. Yay! Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the Japanese version. No, it was the US. Okay. I thought I had the Japanese version. I'm like, So the intro, actually in the Japanese version for the Sega Saturn at least, is still in English, but it has Japanese subtitles on the bottom. They just decided not to hire anybody else to do terrible voice acting. Because, I mean, they would have gotten the probably Dr. Wawi level of voice acting at the time, really. People are trying to build their houses on flat mountain surfaces in order to make a living. Well, okay, neat. I can look around slightly.
Now chooseth thy...
Chooseth what? What? Let's try Unknown Soldier of Light, who is created by darkness. Bomber Guy did a great video about the history of... Oh, Halcyon! Oh yeah, that is, like, stupidly rare. There was actually a Halcyon system, or I think that's how you're saying it correctly, I'm not sure. But its last time one came up for sale was about 15 years ago and sold for about $6,000. It actually had that game on there. I think you can play it on MAME. So I think Lord BBH has played it before on his stream. He's a man of contradictions, Morg. Nani? Well, that fight ended quickly. Okay, I'm boned. Do the same thing, you can do it! So he just grabbed that sword like nothing? He's not losing any hands or blood anywhere? That is impressive. Oh, this game's gonna be a problem. You have to button mash. Yes, throw your weapon away. Really? That was it?
Now chooseth thy...
Yeah. I think the sun exploded in this universe. Oh, it's completely incoherent. You expected a story? No. Button mash to throw girl on ground. Get covered in Pepto-Bismol. My stomach ache is gone. So is my diarrhea. What about my indigestion? Suck a Gulliver's Travelers. So this is pretty much probably what you see if you have a bad acid trip, is all I can figure out. Like, he's probably wandering around like a Walmart parking lot, pushing a cart. He thinks he's off in Fantasy World fighting, like, Reject Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Well, this is kind of impressive that somebody back in the day took the time to animate this, because, you know, this is hand animated. All for a game. At least as far as I'm aware, this wasn't a movie or a show or anything. He's real handy. He knows his way with the ladies. And because of that, all that insanity, hot air balloons have been invented, which allow people to travel outside the city. I have a feeling that there's like 2 different games being developed, and like they weren't told that they were working on the same project. You know, it's like, so what are we doing over here? Well, it's think like ActRaiser, where you can grow your civilization and stuff. It's top down, and you'll have people inventing things like hot air balloons and moving into mountains. What's the other team doing? Oh, they're animating stuff for people freaking out and having drug trips and witches and guy with a beard. It's complicated. Just focus on inventing hot air balloons for people to travel outside the city.
Now chooseth thy...
Yeah, it's like windmills and hot air balloons. What does that have to do with this, really? I'm very confused. More than usual, really. So you gotta wonder what's gonna be invented next. Indoor lighting. Microwave ovens. It allows people to heat up their hot pockets to somewhat close to warm temperatures while the inside remains frozen. Oops, missed the button. Wow, there are like almost no checkpoints. This is the beginning of the level. No means no! Yes, keep going back to video 1. Couldn't talk there for a second. So it's important you have to hit left there, or else you just get crushed magically for no reason. And hit up, because I mean... reasons. Ooh, bigger hot air balloons. That's way better than microwave ovens. So I'm still confused as to how this all ties into each other.
Now chooseth thy...
So, are we gonna invent like Led Zeppelin's next? 'Cause, I mean, that's the next. It has to be the next thing, the next step above hot air balloons, bigger hot air balloons. Oh man. At least the audio prompts are quiet, unlike like Time Gal, where it's just like constantly beeping loudly at you. Time Gal was interesting, but it was just like constantly beep 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 beep. Wirehead is another crazy one that is like really easy to die, but it's like the sound of it just makes it too annoying to play. Ooh, the wind will become a major factor of their lives as more advanced windmills are made. What does this have to do with what I'm doing? Oh my god! I haven't played this game in so long I forgot about this nonsensical stuff that just doesn't match with the rest of the game. Oh my god. Give me 1 second. I'm taking a look at something real fast. I'm pretty sure I have it. Yes, I do. Alright. Yes, documentary. Where's documentary about windmills and hot air balloons? You can't forget those. I mean, they're tied together.
Now chooseth thy...
Chooseth the... So, is it bigger windmills now, or even bigger hot air balloons? I mean, place your bets now. You have a sword. Have you tried cutting him? There you go. Alright, so what is it this time? Huge airships open trade with neighboring... Okay, interesting, cut it off. Which one should I do? Evil spirits are absorbed the atmosphere, or evil spirits are absorbed the atmosphere? I'm pretty sure that's a great way to dull your sword, but I'm just surprised that it cut off through all that rock. Physics! One thing that gives you button presses here at the ending. It's like you've already gotten it, but you can still screw it up and die and do the entire level over. Ooh, architectural technology advances. Major skyscrapers are built. Okay.
Thou hast fared well. Only one crystal remains.
Get it, so you can build a skyscraper inside a windmill, inside a large hot air balloon. Quit stalling! Ha ha ha! Have you just tried smashing all the crystals? So, Kagebushin no Jutsu was very effective. Yes, I don't think there's any scantily clad women in T-Wallace, also hello. But,
He became king of the daytime sky. His light poured over everything on the earth and endowed it with courage and hope.
What did building windmills and hot air balloons have to do with this? I don't know, I'm drunk. Now, there is a scantily clad game for the 3DO. It actually did have adult material released in Japan. I think I have one just for preservation reasons, and also just out of pure curiosity. Penthouse Interactive, yeah. So Penthouse made a game for the 3DO that was released in Japan. No, I will not be playing it because I do not want to get Twitch banned. So that was Strahl. That was a game, technically. Yeah, she was in, I think the game was Burn Cycle? No, it was Daedalus Encounter. Yeah, Tia Carrera was in the Daedalus Encounter, and maybe, yeah, that was it. Not, I was thinking Burn Cycle, but she wasn't in that. No, but I'd rather not risk it. I mean, sure, I only have a audience of usually 5 or less viewers, but yeah, that's the one time that somebody would report me for it. Yes, Mike Ditka better not get naked in this game. Not in this game, at least, but I mean, if you put him in a different game, then it might be more appropriate. Yeah, actually, I think Ditka was in a game, actually. Quarterback Attack, that's what it was called. I remember it was a FMV game. Came out Sega Saturn and computer. Oh, 3DO as well. It's a football game, which is not the best thing to have an FMV game. Me Entertainment. Let's see.
Media Entertainment.
Okay, it's not there. I'm looking to see if anyone has it. Nope, nobody has Quarterback Attack. Interesting. Might be able to find it for the Sega Saturn, but not the 3DO. Yeah, Quarterback Attack. Okay, so we've seen Strahl already. Give me 1 second. Let's go check out Emu Paradise. See if they have it for Sega Saturn. No Quarterback Attack for Saturn there. Let's try another site. So I'm guessing the game's probably got to be pretty rare. Let's see if it's on eBay. Just even what to be going for. Quarterback Attack. Actually, it goes for stupidly cheap. Well, not too bad, around $20 to $30. So, but it seems like nobody's dumped the game at all. Yeah, like I just went to like 4 different emulation sites and I can't see it at all. Well, I tried to do CDI games, T. Wallace, And unfortunately, there's not really a good emulator to do it, and a lot of them don't play like the higher end, because the CDI was just such a screw up entirely. And they had so many different models and different versions. And if you wanted to play like the full motion video games, you had a special media card installed, and just like emulation for it's a nightmare. Somebody did supposedly make a working one, but it's behind a paywall still. So yeah, that's not going to happen. Let's see. Is this a zip file or? I don't know if it's going to be able to run it zipped up or not. We'll find out in a second. Hey, it worked. Cool. I have never played this. It's one I downloaded just to see what it was like. Nika! Daedalus. Starring Tia Carrere as that one girl from the Wayne's World series and nothing else. No, she was, well, at least the early to mid 90s. Late 90s, I think pretty much people moved on from her. I think she did have like a syndicated show, kind of like Tomb Raider, where she was like an archaeologist raiding tombs and stuff. Year 2135 AD. Planet Beta Trianguli 6. Final days of the first interstellar war. Okay.
Maintain formation, people, and keep alert. This sector's supposed to be crawling with Vakar fighters. Casey, anything on the scanners?
George Lucas saw this and said, I can do better.
Never mind.
You got 5 Krakow-class interceptors coming in hot and heavy, Case.
This is everything I'd hoped for and more. We could try to move out of the way. Yes. The dozens of dollars that went into this production.
Casey, this is Ari. God, I hope you can hear me.
Echo.
Look, your ejection pod hit some debris. You got hit pretty bad, but the medtechs are trying to fix you up with life support and artificial senses.
You just hang in there, Case. You'll be okay.
2 months later.
Audio link is activated. Cutting in visual in 3.
Isn't this how RoboCop starts? Do I have to patrol old Detroit now?
Switch on neural interface.
You got it.
Yeah, Mass Effect kind of did, I guess.
It's Ari.
Is it? But you can go back to RoboCop, really.
Look.
Your brain in a
Your
jar.
mind has been placed in a cerebral support mechanism.
Yeah, I was right.
It's a device that when...
She's trying to say you're a brain in a box, Case.
Haha, I was right.
Let me handle this, please?
Sweet.
to explain. Here, why don't I let you take a look at yourself? Now, you may not look the same on the outside, but I know it's you on the inside. And we need to know if you can respond. If you can, use the virtual interface in front of you to transmit a yes.
Use yes/no buttons to communicate. Perform analysis on certain objects. Good God, this is more than complicated than it needs to be.
Glad to see you still got your sense of humor.
Hey, Case, you probably haven't heard, but the war is over. We flamed their butts at Exeter 3. Vakar lost a third of their fleet. They went running with their tails between their legs.
No, they didn't. You lie.
Practically begged them to negotiate a peace treaty. You know, of course, that put us out of a job, but, you know, hey, war is hell, right?
So right now you're aboard the Artemis, finest salvage vessel in the sector. Zack and I cobbled her together from a couple of surplus Alliance transports.
Oh, not to mention the engines that we sort of borrowed from an Orion-class destroyer. May not look like much on the outside, but she could tug terra firma right out of orbit.
Well, we thought we'd help salvage some of the Vakar ships we helped disable.
That's the very least we could do. The way we see it, there's a lot of very tasty salvage just floating around out there, ripe for the picking.
And we figure you'd be interested in joining us. So, we liberated you from the lab.
So does this turn into like the one, like the Metallica 1 video? It's like, unhook me.
Casey.
Let me die.
What do you say, guys? Let's do some hunting.
No.
Sector for 2 days now. Maybe we finally got something. Activating view screens.
Yes.
Oh,
well, it could be worse.
Fat and juicy. Hey, Case, what do you say? You want to take your new equipment for a test drive?
No.
Why don't you go ahead and activate your remote control probe?
No.
See if you can get us a better look at this derelict.
Yeah, this game's gonna be torture to play. Abort. So let's close it out with one game. That basically, the best way to describe it is if... Well, actually, I'll just let it speak for itself, really. I'll fire it up first. I don't want to give it away ahead of time. Pardon me. Genesis. This game is like if Michael Bay made a video game. It's called Surgical Strike. This game is just, it's special. This game was supposed to have like a 32x port. They actually, where it says free 32x version, never came out.
His rebel armies are attacking villages without cause, creating a path of destruction across the Middle East.
I am invincible.
UN Secretary General has called for a surgical strike. Our special operations team flying stealth attack hovercraft have encountered heavy rebel resistance. It's up to you. These rebels must be stopped before their killing and brutality cause any more bloodshed.
A little
Watch
bit.
your back, rookie.
Yeah, so this game, I own it. It says free 32x version, and it never came out. It actually came out very super limited release in Brazil, of all places, but the 32x version was canceled for everywhere else. So bullet, rocket, and turn. Okay. Yeah, so this is like the only best way to describe this is if Michael Bay made a video game. You'll see.
It's the latest in stealth technology. 1/4 ton of the most sophisticated navigation, intelligence, and firepower that money can buy. On the ground, nothing can touch it. The Stinger Gatling gun fires 20mm explosive bullets at 3,000 rounds per minute. Depleted uranium heads.
No. This wins. You'll
like
see.
butter.
Metal Wolf
so
Chaos is good,
The
but
bull knows you're here.
yeah,
You're gonna
this
have
is
to find
special.
your own way in. JJ and I'll give the look down from here. Take out the missiles before they get off the ground. Shoot for the boosters.
Okay. The controls didn't seem to work. Wait till you see people go flying into the screen, it's even better. What in the world?
You couldn't drive a nail, let alone a hovercraft. That's U.S. government property you're wrecking out there, boy.
When you're on the ground, you can't think too much. You gotta feel it. You hesitate, boy, you're dead.
Okay, what are my controls? This is not working too well. Let me try KGen. It's like my controls don't seem to be working too great. Thought I had a KGen shortcut on my desktop. I do not. So give me 1 second. Pull that up. Genesis Fusion. Here we go. Here we are. So let me close this out. Okay, I switched to emulators. This is interesting. Why is it trying to do 32x? Okay, there we go. A touch TV movie game. Okay, so I can't play this through the OBS preview window. I actually have to have the screen up top. Okay. Start. Bullet rocket turn. Okay. Hey, Ronnie. Just in time for some surgical strike.
Okay, soldier. Take out the missiles before they get off the ground. Shoot for the boosters.
Oh yeah, I'm actually going to be ending it pretty soon. That's why I love this game. So bummed that this never got a 32X release. So this is Michael Bay's like wet dream. Like if he had ever like made a video game, this is what it would have been. Yes.
We got snipers all up the roof there! Hey, get out of here! I'm taking hits for you, boy!
Yes. This game definitely was not released to escape for sure. Probably. I would believe it, Morg.
You don't look, you don't listen, and you don't think. You have elevated being deaf, dumb, and blind to a damn art form.
I feel honored, I
When
think.
you're on the ground, you can't think too much. You gotta feel it. You hesitate, boy, you're dead.
Oh. So you gotta wonder like what the budget was for this. Just like, well, all the miniatures, like the explosions constantly blowing up those miniatures had to be pricey.
Damn it! It's up to you, Ace. Your only hope. Take this madman out before he does any more damage. We got snipers all up the roof there!
Get out here! I'm taking hits for you, boy!
Okay, I guess I'm out of, like, missiles. Yeah, I'm out of missiles, so... I'm dead. Pretty much.
Soldier, if your brains were made of dynamite, you wouldn't have enough to blow your nose!
Hey, don't lose it now. We're all in this together, and we need you.
I'm pretty sure you don't need me. Yeah, so that is Surgical Strike. It is insane. I've seen a playthrough of it on YouTube, and it just gets even crazier. You start like going around mountain passes and everything else. So I'm not sure who decided that, you know, hovercraft would be the stealth weapons of the future. But somebody thought it was back in the day, apparently. But with that, it is getting late, so... we have reached the end of the stream for today. Thank you for hanging out, everybody. The Morg, Ronnie, T. Wallace, Nimix, anyone lurking, you guys are all awesome. So I will be back again tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just type it into Google, and it will tell you for wherever you are in the world and time zone. So definitely do that. You can also follow me over on Twitter or bookmark it or whatever at Wurzel555. I always post up if I'm going to be streaming, usually around an hour or two ahead of time, what I'll be playing, and if I need to cancel or reschedule, things will basically be put up there so you can keep track of it. You're welcome to Morg. It was an experience. So I'll be back again tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Probably I'll be going back to playing Metal Gear Solid 5. That game is wrapping up pretty quickly, so I don't think I'll be beating it tomorrow, but a lot of things story-wise are going through, so it should be pretty soon. Maybe the next stream or two we'll finally get done with the game and move on to the next series. So thank you for hanging out, and I will see you guys all next time.